welcome to another episode of Power On Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor. Yeah. I'm so... I don't know. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Sushi. How you doing?
Not too bad this evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually awake for this one. I'm not
because it's the evening.
I'm not like groggy. Well, I figured I might be tired. It's Friday night, long work week, different schedule, all that sort of stuff. Figured I might be a little tired. I'm actually pretty good.
It's good to hear.
And with us is kidshoryuken. How you doing?
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing swimmingly, thank you.
Swimmingly. Ooh.
Swimmingly. I'm in an adjective mood today. I'm using a lot of strange adjectives.
And how are things in your side of in your area?
My neck of the Tokyo. Things are good. Weather's good. Past couple of days, it's spring. There are lots of real pretty cherry blossoms everywhere. Not a lot to complain about.
I was about to say, are they still nice and set and bloomed? Because the ones in my area, they're starting to kind of green, so they're starting to fall and green over. So
some green is coming in, but for the most part, it's a sea of pink still. But they're starting to wilt, which I think I like them when they're wilting more than when they're actually in full bloom, because it looks like it's pink snip.
Ooh. And as I would say, do you want to kind of plug some your stuff here, channel, and what you do with channel and whatnot, and all that fun hunky-dory stuff?
No.
No? Sounds a bit laborious there.
I would like to do that. Okay. Well, the channel is called kidshoryuken. It's KIDSHORYUKEN. Essentially, it's an all-around gaming channel. I do mostly retro stuff. I do a lot of pickups vids, hard-off vids. I do a series of arcade tours, and those have gotten pretty popular. I try to find, arcades with pretty unique themes, Plaza Capcom, and one in Club Sega and Monaco Games in Tachikawa was pretty cool. I try to do as many kind of special events as I can. I did Tokyo Game Show last year, the Dragon Quest 25th Anniversary Expo, which was super awesome. And I do my best to get out into the city, out to Akihabara, Shinjuku every once in a while, try to find things that I think would be interesting to gamers, especially the subscribers in North America and Europe. They seem to be especially interested in the arcades and the stuff that they didn't get that we so gleefully enjoy. So that's my channel in a nutshell.
I have 3 points I want to bring up. Everybody seems to love those hard-off videos, and I get a lot of flack for not making hard-off videos. They're like, "Where are the hard-off videos, Taylor?" And I'm like, the hard-offs in my area, because I'm not in in Tokyo. I'm not in a huge town or anything. They're kind of small. Have some cool stuff, but they're kind of small. So yeah.
Luckily, they have one in every town. So.
Yeah, well, there's a couple, but they're just really small. And the gaming section is kind of just this little corner. So it isn't like walls and walls of it. It's just like this little corner, and it's usually mixed with like PC stuff or guitars and that sort of thing. So
the way you say it is like, go in the corner.
Go in the corner.
Put on your dunce cap.
Games. Yeah, enjoy your games, and then in the other corner, enjoy your hentai games, or behind the curtain kind of thing. Yeah. So, and then point number 2, I have an issue with because I'm trying to remember the other third point. Point number 2. Damn you in going to that Dragon Quest anniversary thing. Damn you for all you are worth. Because I wanted to go so bad, but I just couldn't really afford to do it. And I was just...
Taylor, don't feel bad because it was amazing.
You son of a bitch. Have you been able to go to Luido's bar yet?
Luido's bar. What is that?
The Dragon Quest themed bar?
I have not. I think this might be my first time hearing of this. Where is that?
It's in Roppongi.
I have not been there, but it sparked my interest. I must find it. I must go.
Yeah, you'll have to. It's a small place. It's a standing bar, but It's pretty awesome. Well, there's like one table, I think, that I remember, and then the rest is just a standing bar, but it's pretty awesome.
It accurately mimics what bars were like in those old RPGs. Everybody was standing and kind of walking in place, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember point 3. I wish I could have remembered point 3. One was the hard off, one was the Dragon Quest thing, and now I can't remember point 3.
You have a deep envy for my hair. Just throwing something out there.
Yeah, then it was some. Oh well, whatever. It was something. I'll listen and then I'll remember and then I'll have to give you flack for it. But yeah, so thanks for coming on. It's always nice to be able to, because there doesn't seem to be very many of us. So it's always nice to kind of like talk with other foreigners in the community. So
that's funny. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like the mutant apocalypse stage. Like you find someone without that M on their face, like oh, like there aren't that many of us left. Terminator facing us out.
Oh, geez. Anything you want to add there, Sushi? I mean, kind of.
No, I've been starting to check out some of your stuff there, Jim. I had a while back, and admittedly I kind of forgot about your show. I'm a little sorry about that, but I started watching a bunch of your hard off pickups there, and you had a Castlevania response video that I watched, and yeah, it was about all I could get to this week for the time being, but some really interesting stuff that you've been picking up there. You had like a bunch of Dreamcast stuff. You had a Dreamcast gun you picked up, and that was really, really neat. I'm guessing you were not allowed to film inside the hard off or something?
Yeah, well, the hard offs, they're a little iffy. Some of them are cool, some of them aren't. At the start, I would ask if I could film, and I would always be told no. And I just got tired of that, so now I just walk in with the camera and just act like I don't know.
Gaijin Smash. That's what they tend to term that for, like foreigners that even though they know the rule, they're like, we'll just get around it. Gaijin Smash.
I through my teeth and pretend I was just go in cameras blazing now. So yeah, I did one video. They wouldn't let me film in this hard off, and I really wanted to get something out of there. So I was just very sneakily taking pictures, and I put it all together in a little collage. But then, while I was doing that, I forgot to get a copy of Aladdin for the Super Nintendo for $1. I was on the drive home, and I was like, shit! Put it down.
Oh, man. Damn, I can't remember point 3. Oh, well. Anywho, for this episode, we're kind of jumping away from the last episode, because a couple episodes ago we were kind of getting into an RPG kick, and then we went completely left field with sports games, and now we're doing completely something else different, and that is talking kind of about fighting games, and that, like, fighting characters we wouldn't want to mess with. And I know that sounds kind of like, oh, well, they're all big hulking masses of muscle and
flesh, yeah,
and bone and sinew. You wouldn't want to fuck with most of them, other than Dalsim. Dalsim's kind of he's kind of thin, but may breathe fire, but he's kind of thin. So, but I think it would be something that you see big people to begin with, and you're like, oh, okay. But then you see, like, the people that, like, even if they aren't big, that just have that, like, murderous glint in their eye or something, and you're just like, yeah, I'm going the other way kind of thing. So, and I figured, yeah, definitely, I should have asked this beforehand. Are you okay with me referring to you as Jim there?
Perfectly okay with that. I mean, you can call me any number of other things, but, you know, Jim is kind of easy to remember.
No, well, I didn't know if you wanted to be like the handle or what, so.
Call me Mr. Dragon Punch.
Mr. Dragon Punch.
That works.
Nay.
Anywho, to our guest, kidshoryuken.
Yo.
Please, would you like to start us off?
Oh, wow, I'd love to start us off. Okay, my first pick for a fighting game character I would never ever want to mess with, I think is a pretty good one, because comes off extremely psychotic and very pimpish, and you might know what I'm talking about. The character is Ryuji Yamazaki from King of Fighters and Real Bout. I wouldn't fuck with him because, one, he's like total gangster style, so you don't know where you'll end up. If he beats you up, you could like end up in like some dirty Southeast Asian like whorehouse or something. And then he's always carrying that knife in his pocket, and I think it would be a horrifying experience to be stabbed. And so he seems like a character I would be none too keen on messing with, if you can agree with me on that.
Yeah, he's pretty creepy looking. He's got those weird snake strikes too. It's like,
Those
ugh. I would agree. I would not want to meet that dude in a back alley for sure.
knifed in the guts by him.
Bit of a creeper. Like he gives that creeper kind of vibe. So, yeah, I would definitely. Actually, that one didn't come to mind for some reason.
There's also something thrown in the storyline, like he's also got like Orochi blood, like Yori does, or something like that. So, but it's like never manifested itself like it does like Evil Yori. So, as like crazy as he is, where he just stabs the shit out of people and laughs like a madman, it could be taken to like another level. So, yeah, not somebody I would want to come across in a dark alley.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Sushi, do you want to take the reins on?
Oh, sure. I'll go next. I decided to go with a 3D fighting game for the first one, and that is I went with the Soul Calibur series. And actually, most of those characters are really unique and creative, and they're all from all different time frames and stuff. And there were obviously a few you could pick from there that you really wouldn't want to mess with if you saw them down the street or something. But I think the creepiest, most bizarre, and out-of-place character from that entire franchise has to be Voldo, the kind of French bondage dude that has, like, claw things in his hands.
Yes.
No, just if I saw that guy on the street, it's like I wouldn't even know what to do. I would just I'd have to be out of there in a split second. Like he's just like the creepiest thing, and he's got like a slinky for a spine, and he just like slithers around and stuff. It's just it's just gross.
So what if he crab walked up to you?
Just I don't know what can you do to someone who crab walks up to you? Dragon punch them?
Yeah.
The only thing that works against the crab walkers. I think Baldo looks like something from the Nightmare World in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Bondage shit on him. Or like a Hellraiser character, maybe. He's like a Cenobite.
Yeah, I would have thought, the Hellraiser. I could definitely see him being some sort of part in the Hellraiser universe. The funniest thing about him, he almost kind of, as creepy as he is, he's almost like goofy in a way.
Bit, yeah, a little.
And it's maybe just because of how his movements are or something. He's just like really goofy, and he blows up. Like I remember one of his moves, doesn't he like roll around and then he'll like fall to the ground and kind of blow up? Or like, am I thinking that wrong?
I don't recall that.
I don't recall that one. But
like Soul Calibur 2?
I mostly played Soul Calibur 1, so I'm not really sure.
Love to have been a fly on the wall at the meeting at Namco. Like, the art directors are like introducing like, okay, well, character designs like this guy is a samurai, and then the next person, down the line, like, and we have a ninja, and we have this guy, he's kind of like a knight from like Germany or something, and then you get to the end of the table, and he's like, well, I have this guy in bondage.
Everybody just turns over. What the hell is this dude thinking?
They probably got that character right after they chose Ivy even. They were probably like, well, we need like the hot, sexy chick, and then this guy was like, well, I want Voldo in there. And just like,
We need a hot chick, but then we need something that's just going to drive your boner into the ground.
Oh, man.
Being appealing to the masses, to all the masses.
Yeah, we're all mutually
enticed by one character or another.
Yeah.
Some people get their kicks off of Ivy, others off of Voldo.
Yes. I'm tired of talking about Voldo. Just move on already.
Oh, actually, I will stick in the Soul Calibur universe. And the one that came to mind more than me, because like I said earlier, Voldo kind of gives me, he's weird, he's like kooky almost. He's creepy, but he's like kooky. Instead, I kind of leaned towards more of Cervantes de Leon, because I don't know, he's dead. He's it's a zombie pirate. I mean, he's creepy to me.
Has he ever eaten anybody though?
That's touche. But I don't know. But he has the two giant swords, and he just no.
General are kind of scary because they want to pillage. They want to steal your stuff and kill you. Now it's like you add the zombie twist in there, and you might catch it. You never know.
I think most people are scared of his beard.
The epic beard.
Many people are frightened of beards, so.
Maybe that's what it is. I have beard envy. So
Yeah.
envious that I'm afraid. Damn you and your glorious beard, undead pirate Cervantes. But yeah, that's a... Since you brought up the Soul Calibur one, I figured I would keep it in the vein with that.
Sure.
Over back to you there.
It's amazing we don't have a side topic about epic beards and fighting, because there are some in there.
There are for sure.
But to get to my second pick, I'm going to go back to 2D fighters because that's my bread and butter. Guilty Gear series. I would never mess with Faust.
You son of a bitch! That was on my list too.
He was odd enough in the first Guilty Gear, just this incredibly tall, lanky man with a giant scalpel, and I mean that's scary enough, and his behavior was odd, but then you jump ahead, I think, in the very next thing, what was it, Guilty Gear X or what have you, he's back again, but now he's got like a bag over his head, and just, it takes like creepiness to the next level. Like a scalpel by itself, like one slip and, you know, somebody's bleeding out to death, but now it's like a giant scalpel the size of like a human being, and he's swinging it at you and he's looking at you through that little hole in his paper bag, and that's just got to be really, really scary.
The Faust always reminded me, have you watched many movies in Japanese theaters?
Not in theaters per se, but on DVD and such.
Okay, well, actually they show this too. At the beginning, have you ever seen the beginning where they're like anti-piracy with the camera head dude?
I haven't seen that. Is it akin to the ones that they run in the States?
I don't know. Like it's like this person dressed up in a suit, and instead of a head, they have like a digital camera.
I've not seen that.
Okay, like Faust kind of reminds me of that, but just like creepiness to the whole next level, because the bag over his head makes it so much worse. He's like freakishly tall, and it's the damn scalpel.
And just terrible posture.
Terrible posture. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Faust there, Sushi?
I actually don't know much about the Guilty Gear series. I think I've seen this character before, but I'm not really certain, to be honest. Yeah, it's not a series I'm very well versed in.
I think if you'd seen him, you wouldn't be able to forget.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's my second pick, Faust, from the Guilty Gear series.
So over to you, Sushi.
I will stick with 2D fighters as well, and I was trying to avoid a lot of the main villains and stuff, because typically many of them do kind of exude that exceptional creepiness, or something about them definitely gives you the feeling of, yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. But one of the original bosses from one of the first fighting games I played when I was younger was definitely Goro from the Mortal Kombat series. And I don't know, seeing some four-armed giant creature with like a really creepy, gross ponytail that's all slicked up, and just, I don't know, I don't know, Goro just, I can just imagine him like ripping you in half, basically, because he's so big, he's got four arms to do it with, and I don't know, he's got all those just bizarre moves where he picks you up and he beats the crap out of you, and I don't know, he's just, 2 arms is enough, like 4 arms is fuck.
I like how he's like this menacing, evil, half-man, half-dragon monster, and one of the details that sticks out in your mind is his ponytail. You're like,
Yeah.
I hate that ponytail.
It's disgusting.
When I was a kid, I was a complete Mortal Kombat maniac. I spent most of my time playing Mortal Kombat 2, because we had a Super NES, and there was no blood in the first one, and as like an 8-year-old, I just thought that was totally lame. So once we got our hands on Mortal Kombat 2, I played that game religiously. And then my older brother's friends would come over, and these were all kids that were like teenagers, like 8-year-old, and I was like handing their asses to them. And then when I wanted to cheat, when I got tired of losing, I would put in that code that like it was like 2 hits and the opponent was dead. I could see everybody's ending shit. I still remember it too. Down, up, right, up, back, select.
Oh, snaps.
Well done.
Screen. That's 2
I'm not playing you anytime soon.
That was awesome. Kentaro, I thought, was more menacing than Goro just because he was a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah, he
But
was a lot harder, that's true.
at the time, Goro was definitely like an impressive sight because I hadn't seen anything quite like that in games yet, especially in fighting.
Yeah. You like Goro there, Taylor, or?
Hey, I don't remember him really being too menacing. I was more kind of... I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but I more so played Killer Instinct.
Oh, okay.
So, more so, I have one from there, or I might cheat and use two from there.
Cheater!
Yes, I know.
We were disappointed that you couldn't kill Goro. That was the worst thing. Like,
Yeah.
gruesome things you could have possibly done to him, but he was claymation, so I guess
Yeah.
they can work that out. But yeah, again, that's another cool thing to point out about Goro is that Goro and Kentaro and Shiva, all those like forearm characters, and Motaro as well, they were all just like stop motion animation dogs that were digitized.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I remember being really impressed by just as a kid. I thought digitized graphics were really impressive, but especially those puppets, those were awesome.
Right. Is pretty insane for, especially because like for the Mortal Kombat characters, the standard ones, what did they use for your like normal like the normal like Scorpion and all that?
Well, they used actors.
Right. Yeah. What is that called though?
Just digitized actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they digitize their like movements and stuff like that, and then you have Goro and stuff. It's just like it's cool as hell. But I didn't think it was intimidating as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, Sushi.
That's fine. Maybe it's also like the build-up at the start of the game when it says he's like 1,000 years old and he's never been beaten. Maybe that's part of, like, at least for me, like when I'm like, oh, he's supposedly the undefeatable opponent and such. But
if you're good, if you're good enough with any of those characters, like it just seems kind of lame that he's not been beaten for 1,000 years. But if you're good enough with Kano, he's going down.
And Kano is he's kind of one of the weaker characters in the game even.
I didn't dig Kano. His heart rip fatality was cool, but I just thought on the whole, like I always played as either pretty much everybody else. I didn't like Kano, Raiden, or Sonya, but 9 times out of 10 I either played as Scorpion or John.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of what I alluded to a little bit beforehand. I'm going to go with, fuck it, I'll do both characters from Killer Instinct. I'll kiss my ass.
Right.
Cheating on this one.
Only if they're good characters. We'll accept them.
One is the standard. Fulgor. Fulgor creeped the hell out of me. Like, I don't know if anybody else thought that or something, but as a kid, that motherfucker scared me.
More than, like, Spinal?
Well, that's the thing. Spinal's also on there, too.
Okay.
Both, like, Spinal's cackling laugh every time he beat me and made me very sad in the pants. It's scarred for life with that. And, like, finally beating him and then getting the Fulgor and just getting thrashed by... Cause I'm not the greatest at fighting games. So, getting to Fulgor on freaking Killer Instinct for me, I was excited. And then getting destroyed by him and just... like both, I don't know, like Fulgor, he's like he's a cyborg.
He's a cyborg, yeah.
So cyborgs are pretty creepy, huh? They're not painted in a very bright light a lot of the time.
Not usually.
So, I don't know, and Spinal's a freaking animated skeleton. Like, what the hell is that sword called? Like a scimitar?
No, the scimitar is like just the one with the really long blade, like Mel Gibson had in Braveheart.
Oh, okay.
But Spinal, he had just like that long, like curved edge, and it had like serrated edges on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
Something, yeah.
And he had the round shield that was spiked.
And the spike, yeah.
That, like, the killing combo or whatever, where he would, like, dig that into you and stuff. Where he'd, like, repeatedly bash you with it. Man, fuck you, Spinal.
Oh, but he was so cool in the 90s because he had a headband.
Dated pretty well.
A freaking, 4,000-year-old skeleton or whatever the hell he is, but he's got a headband, so he's cool.
He's got to keep with the times, man.
That's why they put him on the cover of the CD.
Yeah, he's on the CD cover, that's right.
Yeah.
And then Fulgor was on, I think, the SNES cover, is that right?
Yeah, he was on the box art.
Yeah.
Right.
I always found it funny that if you read their bios in the instruction manual, it had their age, and like Fulgor is 1 year old. I always thought that was kind of cute.
Oh, he's still learning. He's learning to kill.
Kills. He can't control himself. He's 1 year old. And Spinal. Every time I saw him, I was reminded of Army of Darkness with Bruce.
Yeah.
I thought Spinal was really cool, but I was a super cheap player in Killer Instinct, and I would always just get Cinder.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like double tapping forward and Y, and you'll get an 8-hit combo every time.
Cinder's not somebody you'd want to fuck with either. I mean, he's just basically a walking fireball. Like
That's why he wasn't in the sequel. Nobody wanted.
Nobody wanted to touch him. It just didn't make sense. If he touched anybody, they would have been dead. Like
Exactly. Like the matchup between Cinder and Glacius shouldn't even happen. Like
No.
the match start, Glacius should melt, match over.
Right. Isn't Glacius like an alien or something?
I think so.
And like Cinder is like a biological weapon or something? Or I forget.
I thought it was like he was a criminal, and to get out of prison, they ran tests on him, and he became that.
Flaming goop of mess or something?
Flaming goop of mess. And in order to hopefully reverse the process, he enters the ring.
Okay.
When you look at the entire cast of Killer Instinct, I mean, it's full of like werewolves and velociraptors and skeletons.
And then a boxer.
Hell yeah! Hey, he was so awesome. He made
boxer.
it to the second one.
Sorry, a patriotic boxer.
Yes. You might be a velociraptor, but I got the sweet science on my side.
Yeah, he sure did. The most proven fighting technique in the world.
But he must have gotten like really, really destroyed somewhere along the line, because in the second one, didn't he like come back with like an eye patch?
I think he had an eye patch. I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, he
gloves and everything.
fast fucks with you.
He shows up to Killer Instinct with gloves on. I don't know. It's a hindrance.
Didn't want to dust up his knuckles.
I was going to say, maybe he's just so badass that he likes to handicap himself.
I don't want to hurt the werewolf. Gloves.
Right. And back over to you, Mr. Dragon Punch.
Yeah. Have either of you played the Japanese version of Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter?
Yeah, I know where you're getting at with this. I have not played it, but I think I know which character you're going for.
And I have not.
I don't have it in front of me. I believe the guy's name is Norimano.
He's like an artist or something, right?
He was like an artist in the game. He's all like geeky and shit. He's got on, it looks like I guess it's a school uniform, and he's got his little white bag with him and stuff like that. I guess he's dressed up like a school kid. But I wouldn't fuck with him just because I don't think I would want to get in a fight with any geeks whatsoever. I mean, yeah, in the game he has like these moves where he's like, I think he catches on fire, does some kind of fire moves and shit like that. All his names have like these, his moves have these ridiculous names for him, like Super Amazing Flame and all kinds of stupid shit. Really, when you get right down to it, I think geeks would just fight dirty. Like, if you've ever seen a geek fight, I think it would just be like all ball shots.
Pencils to the neck. Get him in the neck! Get him in the neck!
I don't know if they have those pocket protectors and stuff like that.
Sure don't.
They're harboring blades, and so yeah, I think I wouldn't fuck with just geeks in general, but see like desperation, like it's almost like a cornered rat or something like that just lashes out, you know. I mean, they're probably, being a geek, they're probably on the verge of lashing out anyway. They probably catch hell every day. So by the time I come along and start giving them shit, they're just castrate someone. So I'm not fucking with that guy.
I can just see like the tutorial for this, like a geek character's moves, and they're like all just showing him nut shot. Like no matter what combination of moves you try to do, it's just nut shot.
Nut shot. Like, question: do you have a set of car keys on? You do. Okay. Bust the keys and go to town.
That's a good one. That's a good. I don't know who the character is, and I have to look this up. But nice a bit about the geek thing.
Go get a copy. Go get yourself a Japanese copy of Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. He's exclusive. These are the perks we get, Taylor, for living here. We get awesome things like lame freaking Japanese comedians.
Yeah.
Similarly into our fighting games. Yeah. Those people were demanding that one.
Yeah, I don't know where their heads are at sometimes.
It's good to be the friend of a friend of a friend of a friend who works on this game.
That guy had a lot of pull at Capcom in
yeah.
96.
So, I guess back to you, Sushi.
All right, I am going to go with the Darkstalker series. Pretty famous series that's kind of sort of died out, I suppose. But there's a lot of really, really wonderful updates to a lot of the classic movie monsters from the Universal era. So you've got your standard vampire in there. You've got your Frankenstein monster and all these other things, and just some other folklore type monsters like the merman monster, whatever the thing's called. But the one I'm going to go for here is Talbane, the werewolf. I don't know why. I love the look of that character. As a kid, I think he might have been the first character I saw in the game, but he just looks like this really rabid, psychopathic werewolf. He's just got long, gnarly teeth and big claws on his hands. But he's also very slim, unlike a lot of werewolves that I've seen in other things. So he looks very athletic and very quick. And his fighting style in the game is very much that. He doesn't really have any sort of projectiles or anything. So he's just got to lash out at you and just go all in all the time. Messing with a werewolf just seems like one of the dumbest things you could do, because who knows what they would pull out on you. Fucking claws and teeth. And I think he'd be a rough one. Teen Wolf. I got that one. I got it.
I had to do that. I had to say, the moment you said werewolf, I was like, oh god, I have to get a Teen Wolf reference in there.
You really didn't, but...
Yes, I did.
Anyways, yeah, Talbane. I like the design a lot, and I think he's a really cool character, and he's kind of one of the less appreciated characters in the series, and I just probably wouldn't fuck with him at all, because he just looks like he would tear me to shreds.
I say it would be especially unwise to mess with a werewolf that knows kung fu.
That's just it. Yeah, he's a martial artist as well, so...
If I recall, in the game, he could bust out nunchucks on you, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he would do these, he had these mannerisms that were kind of like Bruce Lee, like his taunt and stuff like that.
Okay.
Bruce Lee mannerisms. And I was pretty sure he could pull out some chucks. That was like a super move of his. Do I think there was like a rising kick or a punch or something where an energy dragon would come out, and he was always dashing across the screen and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Talbane was awesome. All the Darkstalkers, like that whole series in general, that was one of my favorites. I think the first time I got to play Darkstalkers, I was like maybe 12 or something, and I was just really, really impressed with not just like the character design, but the characters were cool, and like the sex appeal of like Morgan and Lilith and stuff, and the fact that there were all these movie monster characters. But there was also like the art on the various stages in the game was like just amazing, and the music was great. And I thought Lord Raptor was just the coolest fucking thing ever when he's well and everything like that. That was really cool.
For sure.
There definitely needs to be another Darkstalkers game. Capcom sure as shit uses them enough in their Marvel vs. Capcom games. So I think just based on that, the fact that they put in Morgan, Felicia, and Shinko in MBC3, I mean, I'd say those characters are still viable. I mean, they're awesome, so why not fucking make another fucking Darkstalkers? Go back to the well, man.
Yeah. Didn't the second game have some characters too? Didn't they have like the little Red Riding Hood character? And
the second one had actually a lot of Darkstalkers characters. They had Baby Bonnet Hood, Anacharis, Morgan, Felicia. I could have swore they had at least one more, but there was maybe 5 or 6 Darkstalkers characters in that one.
So basically the character I really like has never come back outside of Darkstalkers, though.
Pretty much.
That stinks.
I remember looking at the back of the case for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it had a teen rating, and one of the reasonings behind it back there, it was animated violence, and it was something like sexually suggestive something or other. I was like, where the hell is that in the entire game? I realized this because the whole time I'd never played as Morgan, but if you play as Morgan and you win, she has one win pose where Lilith drops from the ceiling and she's in bondage, and
Jesus Christ,
comes down from the ceiling and she just looks real haggard. And I think Morgan, because they always every time they win, they transform their clothes into something.
Yeah.
It's usually something cute or whatever. But in this instance, she drops from the ceiling and her hands are bound, and I think Morgan changes into some kind of dominatrix outfit or something. It's well, that explains it. Yeah. If you just so happen to play as Morgan, then this really actually deserves a teen rating.
Well, she's the real star. She's the real star of that series, basically, right? I mean, she's the only one that's kind of gone on past the series and been fairly popular.
She is, even though my personal favorites were Lord Raptor and Dimitri, the vampire. I thought he was cool. Yeah. And I thought, he had that super move where even if they're a dude, they'll turn into a chick. He seduces them, and then he steals their soul. So I was like, oh, pretty sweet. Or Lilith with that super move where her clothes come off and there's just bats all around her. It's an awesome super move. You get 10 hits in. That was a good one.
Good old Darkstalkers.
You have some Darkstalkers memories?
Me, I played it a little bit as a kid, and because I never owned it, a friend did, and that friend moved away. So what little memories I have were kind of always like, my friend would always kind of be like the one that would show me, and he'd always think it's super sweet with like Lilith and Morgan. He'd be like, "Oh, Taylor, look at this, it's so awesome!" like the as stupid young boys, perverted as they are. So,
It's like image in my head of like you standing on like a suburban street, and like your friend driving, like being, their family driving away in a station wagon. And he's like waving to you from the window, and you're like, "Goodbye, dark stalkers."
Yeah, not so much the friend, but just the game. I'm so sad. It's
I'll miss you, Morgan.
Oh God. I think I've completely have shot any sort of bit about myself tonight. Down the tube it goes. Whee! So, I'm going to kind of be a cheap one, and this is probably one that, anybody, the moment they hear the topic, would think of, and that would be Blanca.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. The dude is electrified. He's green, red hair. He's pretty fucking creepy. And, while I say that, though, I haven't played, because this is more so me thinking of when I played Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo and stuff as a kid. So I haven't played much of the later ones. Has he always been just, does he get any more or less animalistic?
No.
Not really. I mean,
just kind of the same, never, because he seems pretty much like an animal to me.
More or less. I don't know where the green skin comes from. I don't know if they ever explain that, but he's basically just a feral wild man from Brazil that pretty much sticks with him throughout the series.
And, well, if that's the case, because I always thought, as creepy as that would be, I would almost treat, if I was ever attacked by Blanca, I would almost treat it like a bear attack and try to climb something and pee on him to see if that'll get him away from me.
Play dead.
Play dead, or play dead or something. So if he gnaws half of my brain away, I'm still okay, but Blanca's gone and he's foraging food from a trash can. So I don't know. He always kind of gave me the creeps whenever I was playing Street Fighter. Him and E Honda. Holy fuck, did E Honda creep me out as a kid?
Why?
Why? Because he was this giant, rotund, creepy sumo dude. As a kid, those two creeped the hell out of me.
So did you just lose your mind? Did your mind explode if you saw somebody facing each other and those two characters? Were you just quivering in the corner, just shaking?
It's too scary. It's too scary. No. No.
I was Halloween. It was like a super cheap drugstore costume.
Oh God.
It was just basically this the costume itself was just this cheap plastic piece of crap that just said Street Fighter 2 on it, and it just came with this mask that vaguely looked like Honda, and it was like Street Fighter 2 E Honda costume. Of all the characters, why make this where's the a Dalzine or something, something that doesn't suck, because you would think with a Honda costume you need some kind of padding or whatever, but I was this really, really skinny E Honda one.
E Honda, the after years.
Yeah, I could see Blanca for sure. He I think as the series has progressed, in Alpha 3 and stuff, when they brought him in and Street Fighter 4, they've kind of made him into a goofy character. He's still feral and stuff, but I don't know, his facial expressions and stuff are a lot more goofy, and just his body reactions and stuff. He's a little bit more silly now. I think there's a win pose where he charges a blender or something, and then he drinks the juice out of it or some shit. They've kind of really played him up as a joke more than he was he looked like this crazy thing from the jungle, but
I think there's some kind of story arc or something where he's either a disciple or just a companion of Dan, and they hang out and shit, which is kind of
fuck that. That'd be more of a reason to be fearful of him if he has Dan around him.
He's hanging out with Dan. He's gonna give you unwanted autographs.
Yeah. You're gonna wake up and your bedside's gonna have a Dan autograph sitting next to it.
God, yes.
You can only hope.
My life.
You can only hope.
I was a bit of a Dan fan, though. It's fun to be able to wreck someone with the shittiest character.
Yeah.
But Blanca, I don't know, Taylor. Your strategy of climbing into a tree and pissing on him, that could backfire. It could turn into one of those Jackass fucking where they
piss on the electric fence.
Yeah, that could be bad. But Blanca was always in like that grouping of Street Fighter characters that I just hated and like never wanted to use. There's like Blanca, Birdie, Sodom, and probably like Dalzim and Honda. Like those were the characters I always thought like this is the circle of suck. Don't use any of these characters and you'll probably win.
Pretty much all the charge characters then.
Well, no, because I still like the Guile a lot, but Guile had that mid-air backbreaker thing, and I don't know, just Guile didn't look totally retarded. I was kind of like an aesthetics type of person. I was like, that character looks kind of retarded, so I'm going to use one of these. Oh, look at this guy. He's with the nice blonde hair and, doesn't look like a rapist like Birdie. Come on, the heart tattoo, isn't that something they do in prisons, like if they rape someone or something, or is that the tier?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think it's the tier one.
But he's probably my least favorite character of all time for Street Fighter, Birdie. I just thought he was such a shit character. He changed ethnicities too, which is weird. You ever played the first Street Fighter?
Oh, right, he's white in the first one, right?
Yes, he looks nothing like he does in the Alpha series. And just like, why bring that character back? Like this totally unremarkable character from the first Street Fighter. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, Blanca. Because I wouldn't want to have to mess with Blanca just because I always hated him because like that jumping kick he does where he just stretches his whole body out.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Like pissed me off. Like me and a friend of mine, we would play Capcom versus SNK 2 a lot, and I would just basically beat the crap out of him with whomever I would use, and then when he would get tired of losing, he would get Blanca, and he would just do that jumping flying out. So I would get Yamazaki and do those snake backhand things with a lot of fun. Just knock him out of the air or get Geese and do some counter throw. But I always hated Blanca because I always thought he was pretty cheap. But yeah, that's my take on Blanca. I don't like it.
Nah. It's actually back to you. So.
Okay. I'm gonna switch over to Tekken, and I'm going to say because he kind of reminds me of my dad a little bit. I would not fuck with Heihachi Mishima.
What?
Hear me out. I would not fuck with him because he's old.
Oh, he has old man strength. That is
old man strength.
Hey, man, there's three kinds of strength. There's like the old man strength, just some people who are really dumb.
Yeah.
That have just like stupid amounts of strength. And then there's another one. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Psycho strength.
Psycho strength. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, it's the three strengths. It's the old man, the dumb one, the psycho one.
Just like Heihachi, that's true. He has that old man strength. Like when he gets you in those electric noogies throw, I don't know he's like got you in a headlock. I always thought it looked like he was giving you noogies. I wouldn't fuck with him because he reminds me because my dad's an old feller too. He's like in his early 60s. But I can remember like being a kid and trying to sneak up on my dad and put him in chokeholds and shit. And he's old, so just he goes straight for the nuts, and he's like, I think Heihachi, like, if you really had to pick a fight with him, I think he would just throw karate out the window. I think by the time you're old, you just had enough of that shit. You're just gonna grab balls and squeeze. Karate shit. Give me those.
He's gonna give you a prostate exam with his fist.
Yeah. He's like, you want my wallet, eh? See how you look? Ass. But yeah, kind of along the same lines as why I would fuck with the geeky characters because they have no shame and they'll do horrible things to you. Not fuck with the elderly. Everyone saw that Epic Beard Man video. Don't fuck with
Yeah, you don't fuck with them.
Oh, dude, Heihachi, like, they should have, like, an unlockable costume, either in the next Tekken or it should come out as DLC for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Heihachi should be able to have this T-shirt that says, I'm a motherfucker on it.
And one of his background stages could be a bus.
It could be a bus.
I honestly, I'm trying to think. Like, Hayachi never like creeped me out when I was like playing Tekken or anything.
But he throws his own children off of cliffs.
yeah, he does that. He really didn't like. I don't think anybody really. There's one that creeped me out, and I'll bring it up when it's my turn. But for the most part, Hayachi just pissed me off because he always just like in the early Tekken games, he always just seemed like a motherfucker to beat.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially the very first Tekken, which was, I don't know if it was impossible because it was genuinely difficult or just because the first Tekken, to the best of my recollection, is pretty shitty. It's a really stiff game. It's just, I guess, pretty easy for the computer to just wreck you. So yeah, he was definitely a son of a bitch in the first Tekken game. And
Yeah,
then
I remember him from that. Yeah, that son of a bitch.
Tekken 3 came on. He wasn't so hard in Tekken 3, but he wasn't really
Yeah.
lost then.
So, but I definitely could see where you're going with that because old people,
Yeah.
as you said, have no shame.
And in the same vein as Heihachi, Dr. Boskanovich, because he's old too, and he has that like taser thing. I wouldn't
Oh yeah.
he just get tased.
How about yourself, Sushi? What are your thoughts on Hayachi there?
I don't really have much to say. I've only dabbled a little bit in Tekken. I mean, he definitely looks the part. He does have a pretty gritty looking face, and he looks like he's been through a bunch of wars and shit. So, I mean, if I saw him on the street, yeah, and he gave me just that brash look that he has, I wouldn't fuck with him for sure. I'd definitely back off. He kind of looks like Dr. Wily to me, though. So, nah, but yeah, I probably wouldn't mess with him. But yeah, so I suppose I'm up next?
Yeah, that would be it.
All right. I've only got maybe a couple left here. The one I do want to throw out that I think is maybe not someone that seems really that you'd be fearful of if you saw them on the street or something, but you know, if they like started to throw down and were like, let's do it, like let's get it on, you probably would be having second thoughts of what you just done. And I'm going with Chun-Li actually. I think she has like a lot of these feminine qualities, and you know, she's kind of, I guess, the first female fighting game character, at least the most popular one. But she has a lot of her art style and stuff. They try to show that, yes, she's feminine and she's a woman, but at the same time, she just has this face like, I will punch your face in until you stop breathing, or I will kick the living shit out of you until I'm tired. Like, she just has that look about her that she doesn't take no shit from nobody, and don't just think you're going to be able to push her over because she's a woman.
Agreed. She's got those like super thunder thighs that will just never, I don't think could ever like run out of energy. Like there's no
Yeah.
she, you know, as long as you can keep tapping that fucking button, she can keep kicking forever. And I wouldn't fuck with her either, just because it would probably be easy to be lulled into just like this false sense of security.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hot chick, I'm gonna go fuck with her. And
Nope.
Wrong choice.
You're going to be face first in the woman's toilet or something, you know, passed out.
my brother would always use her, like, when I wanted to get cheap when I was a little kid, I would get Dalzim, thinking I'll just use his stretchiness and just be a cheap dick and beat my brother. But he would just get Chun-Li, and then, like, if I would, like, always end up, like, he would just stand there and do the kick thing, and if I would try to, like, punch or kick him, like, she would just end up kicking Dalzim in the foot or the fist or something. Be cheap against her. She was an all-around good character. And, yeah.
They definitely powered her up over time a lot, too, because I think they realized that a lot of people liked using her, so.
They eventually gave her projectile moves and
All kinds of, yeah.
Yeah, like anti-air moves, stuff like that. And then in the Street Fighter 2 animated movie, she beats the shit out of, I should have referred to Vega, I guess, for the North American fans. She beats the shit out of him, like, kicks him through the wall of her apartment, just levels him completely and sends him flying into an alley somewhere.
And you, Taylor?
Oh, for Chun-Li? Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with her. I think I'd be in the same boat with Mr. Dragon Punch there. I would be like, oh,
Sexy lady, and then, yeah.
sexy lady. You know.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I've made the wrongest choice in my life. So, I will say this. I think, if anything, ZZ Top, I think it's ZZ Top, she's got legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
Her
sure
thing,
does.
whenever you think of Chun-Li, that song also that song is like synonymous with Chun-Li for me. Which probably like made some people, ZZ Top fans' hearts drop a little bit, but it's just like a match made in heaven for that kind of thing.
It's a perfect analogy. She has legs and she knows how to use them.
Yeah.
So who does Sharp Dressed Man remind you of? Dan?
Yes, of course. And
Blanca.
Yeah, like
Love a man in shorts.
Some of the Tekken characters, Kazuya or Hachi, when they're wearing their spiffy suit stuff.
Yeah.
they get pretty slicked up there.
They sure do.
What about Pearl Necklace?
I was trying to think of that. There's I don't know, Akuma. He's got that necklace thing.
That the what the hell are they?
Or I don't. You could go on like this forever. Planet of Women.
Yeah, you sure could. Except for maybe TV dinners. I don't think you can come with anybody for that.
E Honda. There we go.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man.
Earthquake.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead, Taylor.
That's okay. That's okay. Actually, I just have this last one here, and I was saving this one for last, and I was hoping nobody would say this one. This one's probably the dude I would never, ever, ever fucking middle of the day, sitting down somewhere at a park, just eating something. I would never want to be near this fucker. That's from Tekken, Brian Fury. This dude is psycho. He's like, he just really, like, he's not even just that, just his, like, fighting style is just so vicious. Yeah,
most definitely. Brian's a scary fucker. He's got that really good, like, evil, maniacal laugh going on and everything.
Yeah, and he's, well, now in, like, the series, he's got, like, that, what the hell is that? Some generator. I don't remember what it is. He's got something now that he's, like, super duper fucking awesome, and just like some of like the end credits for some of the things he does. Like I think the latest one in 6, he like knocks down a helicopter or something
with his teeth.
Yeah.
No, he knocks a helicopter down and it crashes into him and he just like walks it off. It's just like, yeah, fuck that, dude.
I need a breather.
It's a little hot, I guess. Yeah.
That dusts himself off and just walks away.
Yeah, and he's just maniacal, I guess would be what I would use for him. He's just,
Yeah, he's a tough bastard. And, I don't know, I like the looks of him. Have either of you ever watched the animated series of Eon Flux?
I have not.
No.
You should go check it out. He looks just like the character in there, Trevor Goodchild. He's like the antagonist in every episode. He looks like just picture in picture. They look exactly like one another. So every time I look at him, I think about Eon Flux. Yeah, but I wouldn't fuck with Brian either because he does have that maniacal laugh, and he just seems to get like more and more superhuman as like every game comes out. I think his ending in Tekken 3, like some of the Mishima by Zaibatsu guys track him down and they like fill him full of lead, and like it just has no effect, and he just beats the shit out of all of them. Yeah. Got helicopters all by himself, so yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
Well, that and he like I think in 5's ending, he actually kills Yoshimitsu.
Did he?
In his ending, if you beat it, because like he's hunting him down, and then he like shoots him, and then he like standing over him, and the screen goes black, and then you hear a gunshot. Yeah.
Poor Yoshimitsu.
Why would they kill off the humorous character?
Well, no, he's still in it though. He's in 6, if I remember correctly, but
is it supposed to be the same guy, or that character could potentially be other people, right?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he's
true.
Because he's like got a mask and stuff on, and
yeah, you never see a real face. I would think if you were gonna like hunt down and kill a Tekken character, it would be like the kangaroo or Kuma or something.
Yes, the animals. I just wanted a pelt, like Brian's wearing Kuma's pelt in like the next game. It's his cloak.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
He's got that. What is the dinosaur gone? He's just like wearing it as a helmet, like.
We're going skull.
But yeah, Brian Fury. Holy fuck, does that dude? That would be the rule of all kind of thing of dudes I would never ever want to be around. So, but I'm actually tapped out for that. It was the last one I had. That was my last one there. So, I guess if you have any more that you want to shoot out there, go right ahead, Mr. Dragon Punch.
I had a couple of others. They were pretty simple. They're all Mortal Kombat characters, just because they fight to the death, and I'm not into that, you know. But I think if I had to pick a Mortal Kombat character to not fuck with, it would either be one of the sorcerers like Shang Tsung or something, because that's for your soul. Like you can't even die and get away from him.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Now you're mine.
The Scorpion, because like one, it's scary enough. It's like if Ghost Rider was a ninja.
Yeah,
you know, that's pretty like an intimidating thought. But then his fatality is like he can literally take you to hell. So like even if you lived your life as a good person, this chance encounter with Scorpion lands you in hell, son of a bitch.
What'd you do this weekend? Oh, I got dragged to hell.
Oh, that's why your skin is missing.
Yeah. Plus, he's got those pale white eyes. He has no pupils or anything, so that's pretty pretty creepy.
Yeah, as a kid, I was bummed out because like when the Mortal Kombat movie came out, I had a total nerdgasm as a little kid because that was like one of my favorite series of games, and I'm sitting there and I'm like watching and Scorpion and everything. He's like one of my favorite characters. I'm like, oh yes, Scorpion is so badass. And then he's fighting with Johnny Cage, and I'm like rooting for Scorpion. I'm like, kick his fucking get him with your spear thing. And then Johnny Cage kills Scorpion, and I was upset. I didn't think it should have went down that way, that way. And then he kills Goro too. They gave Johnny Cage a lot, just a lot of swag.
Too much credit. Yeah, too much credit.
I love Johnny Cage, but really he's just the Van Damme ripoff. So
yeah.
He'll punch you in the balls, and that's really funny. Okay, be wrong. It's hilarious, but he shouldn't be killing Scorpion in the movie.
Probably not. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't fuck with a whole host of Mortal Kombat characters because they would kill me in an extremely gruesome manner.
That's a good point. I don't know, but we might die quickly though from it. So.
Are you kidding me?
But would you want your freaking head ripped off and your spine dangling up?
Hey man, that's on TV. That got publicity right there. My name is forever etched in history as the dude that got his spine ripped out by Scorpion.
Notice those like
Sub-Zero.
Well, Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero, yeah.
I don't know. Some of the fatalities they have now look like they'd be considerably more painful. Like they're drawn out. Like the one in Mortal Kombat 9 where Kung Lao like spins his hat on the ground and then he drags you over it crotch first.
Ooh.
Oh.
That is just a mortifying thought.
It's just mean.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're not quite as quick and clean as they used to be. It used to be just like punch your head off and it's over. Now it's like reptile vomits into your mouth, causing you to vomit violently until you're dead.
Jesus.
So horrible.
But creative.
Extra gold stars for creativeness.
Yep. A+ effort.
It is cool to see the evolution of the fatality from something that, seems fairly harmless, like getting your heart ripped out or your head blown off, to just vomiting to death. But yeah, that's the last. I'm tapped.
All right. Well, I just had a few last ones here. I think we should definitely mention Iori from the King of Fighter series. He just seems crazy.
Oh, certainly.
Iori's just somebody you would not want to mess with. He's just as psycho as the psychoest of psychos. He just seems like he's got no remorse and he would kill you, no sweat.
That's what I'm surprised to see the reemergence of was it Mature or Vice, or is it both of them that are in 13? Because wasn't it KOF 96 where if you beat the game with Iori's team, like he kills Mature and Vice?
I'm not sure. I've only played a couple of those games, so.
At the end of 95, like they introduce him in 95, and his team is Billy Kane and AG. And if you beat the game with that team, their ending is like he tries to kill Billy and AG. And then the following year, he's got Mature and Vice, and then he actually does kill them. And they only ever in like those like dream match games where it's just there's no storyline whatsoever.
Yeah.
But now they have them back again in KOF 13, so I guess they didn't really die or something. But yeah. He's a
alternate
psychotic
universe.
Possibly. Plus, he's got the Orochi blood in him, and when he becomes evil Iori, he's like a completely uncontrollable psychopath. So.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, that one for sure. And I don't know, I was really, really trying to get some Samurai Showdown characters in there. I really hate, was that Genan? That little weaselly green fucking ogre thing. I don't know what he is. With his little goofy laugh and his Freddy Krueger claw thing and that fucking purple mist shit that he always spit out. I hated that fucking guy. I don't even know what he is. Some sort of little lesser demon or something. But I wouldn't want to fuck with him still because he's just, he's fucking weird looking. So
it took a turn. It was like the topic went to which fighting game characters just annoy the piss out of you.
Well, that too. But that's the thing. He pisses me off, but at the same time, I'd definitely not mess with him. I would definitely be backing away pretty fast. Hey, somebody who sprays purple shit out of their mouth is just like, ah.
You're going to catch something.
Oh, yeah. Potentially. Who knows? It could clear your lungs. You could feel a hell of a lot better, too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anything that comes out of that guy's mouth, I don't think it's going to make you feel any better.
How about a kiss? But the real guy that I think from the Samurai Showdown series that deserves a lot of attention, and you would not want to mess with his. And I'm probably going to butcher the name, so I apologize, but it's Kibagami Genjuro. He's like the counterpart to who's that? Hamaru, the main hero.
The red-haired guy.
Right, but he's it's almost like a pinkish red.
Yeah.
But he's got like a giant scar on his back, and he's got like the baggy Aikido type pants on, but they're kind of pinkish too. And I could just see people being like, oh yeah, pink pants. But this guy looks extremely intense. So if somebody was like, well, we're thinking that you should have a death match with this
like
guy.
him.
He's like, oof, yeah, I don't know. He just looks.
Going to pass.
Yeah, no.
He's carrying a sword 24/7, so that's already a bad sign. And he, like, before each match, he, like, takes a shot of sake, so he's always drunk.
Just to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so him.
And he's drunk, he has a sword, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, basically, it's probably your best option is to slowly back away.
So he kind of makes me think of, like, he would be like a villain that you would see in, like, the Rurouni Kenshin series or something.
Yeah, that would seem really be a good comparison.
Because, I don't know, he kind of makes me think of, I don't know if you know the series very well, he makes me think of Shishio.
I don't know who that is.
He's the one that's all bandaged up.
Yeah, that rings a bell. I recently bought a Rurouni Kenshin fighting game on PS1. Pretty sure I recall that guy being in there.
He he catches his sword on fire and stuff. No? Yes, no? I don't know. Genjuro makes me think of Shishio. So, yeah, and I would, if feasibly able to, I would back away.
I think from that series, I wouldn't mess with Earthquake just because you don't mess with Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, he stinks.
Hey now.
He farts in your face.
Farts face and nickel and pain.
Not all farts stink.
What planet are you from?
The non-stinky fart planet.
I'll have to visit someday. Do they accept Earth passports?
No. Take your stinky fart ass elsewhere, sir.
Earthquake, he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's the only overweight character in that series, and he's from Texas. That's kind of funny.
Stop making fun of Texas.
Wanfu. They had Wanfu. He was kind of overweight.
One.
The monk guy. He had a sword, and then they gave him like a big pillar block or something later. Or
oh yeah, I think I remember.
I think he was from China, if I recall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wanfu. Yeah. He had a Buddha belly, but.
Yeah, not like giant, but yeah, he was a little kind of chubby.
Not like that massive Texan Earthquake.
Not suffering from Dicky Doo disease. Stomach's too big to see himself. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, well, he might have been. I'm not sure.
So,
have Carl's Jr.'s all the way back then for Earthquake.
Yeah.
He looks like a Carl's Jr.'s kind of guy.
Probably. All right. Well, I had one final one, and I highly advise that you guys do not mess with anyone from this cast of characters from this game series. That is the Primal Rage dinosaurs and gorillas and all that shit that they have in that.
I totally forgot about that.
Do not
game.
fuck with any of those dinosaurs and shit that they have.
Because you come up to their, like, not even to their ankle.
If you're in the arcade version, they'll eat you.
Yeah. Fuck.
They tennis with you.
Primal Rage. Don't fuck with Primal Rage.
Okay, but question. If you had to choose between either fucking with the dinosaurs or the giant apes, which would you choose?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
Right, because Chaos farts, belches, and his fatality is he pisses acid on you, doesn't he? Fucking
I think so, yeah. Oh, God.
pisses acid on you, and his fart move. Oh my god, as a freaking little kid, the first time seeing him fart at someone, because he does a handstand, ass is up in the air, and this beautiful sound effect, this green cloud. He was my favorite. He was so nasty. It's Chaos, the one I had a Chaos action figure. You squeezed him, he would spit out water. It was supposed to be, I guess, like he was vomiting at you.
Cool. The other one I was going to try to go for was the Clay Fighter series, but I don't really remember it at all, so.
Clay Fighter. Oh, Clay Fighter was pretty cool. Clay Fighter characters were kind of creepy.
Yeah, the Taffy dude and the creepy snowman. And
They had Taffy, and they had, well, I think his name was Mr. Frosty. And who else did they have? They had
opera singer or something?
They had the opera singer. They had the Blue Suede Goo or whatever. The guy who looked like Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
What was they have? They had that dude. He was like a jack-o'-lantern on top of like a ghost. He was like some kind of scary ghost guy.
I think I might remember that.
And then I remember they had sequels. The second one was called C2 Judgment Clay.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, and they introduced this like Easter Bunny type character, and then Sumo Santa.
Oh God,
That's awesome.
that is Jesus.
Sumo Santa was brutal, and the game that came out in '64, it was a terrible game, but the title cracked me up because Nintendo had that trend of putting
64.
and it was Clay
63rd, right?
It was Clay Fighter 63 and a third.
Going for a little naked gun there.
Yeah, it's like very Naked Gun-ish, and that one had Earthworm Jim in it.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember. I heard that Booger Man was in it as well. I can't remember.
Oh, good
That's
God,
a good fit.
Booger Man.
That's a good fit.
Oh,
I think both of those games were made by Interplay, and I think Booger Man might have been in that one, but Earthworm Jim was definitely in it. That was pretty cool.
Cool. Well, that's got me tapped out now too.
right. Well, that was quite the nice roundup of characters.
If you see any of these characters, turn around and run.
stay the fuck back.
Make eye contact.
Yeah. Don't breathe in.
Don't breathe in the purple haze.
A lot of them smell terrible. Then trying just for hygienic purposes. Don't fuck with them.
So, would you be up for a game?
I'm always up for games, dude.
Cool.
So, Mr. Dragon Punch,
Huh?
pick a number 1 through 30.
I'm gonna pick the number 7.
7.
Oh, mother of fucking God.
All right.
Number 7. This could go for a while. So, number 7. You know the rules for the game, right?
Yes, I've listened to past episodes.
Oh, good, yay.
Bravo.
Yay, thank you. Well, just to kind of recap for maybe those who don't know, is the kind of go in a circle. So it would be you, then me, and then Sushi. Things I lose all the time too. 5-10 seconds.
I think with this topic, 5 will work. I think this, as you said, it could go a long time. So let's try to reduce the amount of time you have to think.
Okay, all right. So we'll go with 5 seconds, and you can't pick the same game from like in the series. So if you say something, let's say it's sports games is the topic for the game, and you say Banana Bobsled 3, Sushi can't say Banana Bobsled 4. That doesn't work like that. So, as good of a game as Banana Bobsled might be.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to talk about Banana Bobsled.
Japanese only exclusive.
Sorry. So the topic, well, not the theme for this game is games with guns.
Right on.
So
It's a thrill. Way to
shoot
kill.
shoot through way to kill. So anytime you are ready, good sir, start us off.
Gungrave.
All right. GoldenEye.
Gunsmoke.
Max Payne.
Battlefield.
Call of Duty. Any of the Call of Duties?
Duck Hunt.
Nice.
Oh, God damn it. Donkey Kong, the little cannons, do those count as guns, or are we
I probably would say no for that.
Oh,
Sorry,
Jesus.
I don't know. Those don't really...
Okay, fine. Ao no Kiseki. Pew, 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 guns.
Pew, pew, pew guns. Great.
There's guns in it! Fuck you!
Time Crisis.
Hogan's Alley.
Nice.
Resident Evil.
House of the Dead.
Hitman.
Bayou Billy.
Yakuza.
Wolfenstein.
Final Fantasy 13.
Well, I gotta go Doom.
Fuck.
Front Mission.
Oh my God. No. Super Robot Tyson.
Come on. Hold
Well,
on.
Quake.
Duke Nukem.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Slug.
Serious Sam.
Somebody already said Quake, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay. I think I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'll let myself go.
Or
Ghost Squad.
MDK.
Was that MDK?
Yeah.
Okay. Resident Evil.
I said Resident Evil.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
No. So does that mean I'm out, or?
It should.
Ooh, putting us to task.
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, I've got a ton more, but okay, I'll bow out.
Woo!
There's so many more, so obviously, right? I mean, Gears of War, whatever, Metal Gear Solid. There's
I said Metal Gear Solid. Why don't
Did
you
you?
ever listen? Did you not listen to things I say?
no.
I mean, I said Resident Evil. God damn, man. I think of them now, of course, like Silent Hill. Forgot about Silent
Mass
Hill.
Effect, Crackdown.
Well, I don't play a lot of like, games with guns, though.
Ikari Warriors, Guerrilla War. I mean, you can go on forever.
Yeah,
It's a good point to stop because this game really could go on forever. So.
Not with, I don't know. I don't play a lot of games with guns.
No, but I mean, I don't know. Devil May Cry. I mean, there's tons of games you could, you could just keep going. So.
You could. I didn't. You didn't.
Well, I mean, I failed. I didn't really necessarily not come up with a game. So I mean,
Vision
LA
Man.
Machine Guns. I mean, there's so many, right?
the important thing is I won. So.
So you think? End podcast.
No.
Nah.
So, yeah, surprise. The magic of editing.
Yeah. Somehow I'll get that last one in, and Jim will be like, "What the fuck?
The sons of bitches.
I win."
It make me look like an asshole.
No, it's all good, man.
Best ever.
Oh, good. So, yeah, to wrap things up there, Mr. Dragon Punch, would you like to kind of re-plug your stuff?
Surely, the channel is kidshoryuken. In my opinion, the best channel of its kind in Japan.
Oh.
Ouch.
But seriously though, it feels like an honor and a privilege as a gamer to be here as an adult when basically everything I loved from a kid came from this one little island. So it's awesome to be here. It's awesome to share that passion with a lot of fellow gamers and such on YouTube all over the world. And anyone who already watches my channel, just look forward to a whole lot more crazy, awesome Japanese gaming goodness.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to have you on here. So
Of course.
yeah. So and it works great too because it's same time zone.
Yeah, for once.
Have been delightful. I loved it so much.
Are we gonna have the crossover between you two at some point on YouTube?
Ooh.
We're gonna see who's got the real best show.
That would be. We can do a Muraru versus Kidshoryuken. Actually, and it's super early, but we were actually talking about doing the meetup at TGS later this year. That should be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to meet you now. You won the game,
Oh,
and you dissed Taylor.
the rematch. We'll fucking throw down at TGS.
I'll bring my TJ combo boxing gloves. What are you bringing?
I'm gonna bring my Balrog kill you claw thing.
Oh, that'll work. I thought you were gonna bring your Blanca Mantis.
No, all I'm gonna bring my dukes.
That works. That's even better.
Catch fire when I jump in the air. So.
Ooh. Watch out.
I could throw one thing out there real quick as well. We're all here, we're all gaffing around, but there are a handful of other, I guess, I'll use the colloquial gaijin with channels, and just really quickly going to plug like Corn Muffin X, because he's my bro. He's also living here in Tokyo, and there are plans for me and him. Not plans, but we've talked about doing a meetup sometime, possibly doing some kind of crossover in Akihabara. So Taylor, if you're down for that someday, we can do some junk like that.
A Gaijin three-way? Ooh.
Oh.
You stole that. That was going to be the title. I was going to everything, and now it's ruined.
Ruined. You ruined everything, as you always do, Taylor. Ruiner of everything.
Yeah, it's so awesome being us and living in Japan. Or whatever the case, it's just so great. It's like when Brad Pitt, it's like when Gabriel Byrne goes to Cool World in that movie Cool World. When I felt like stepping off the plane, it's like this is like cartoons to me. It's so awesome. It's like stepping into Toontown. So, and I feed on envy. Envy me.
Oh, it feeds off of your hate. It'll only make him stronger.
That's all I got. It's awesome. Love being here. This is great.
So yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to really check out Corn Muffin stuff, or the X Corn Muffin X. Like I know he's been on a couple other podcasts, or at least the cross-platform one, but I really haven't had the chance to kind of sit down and watch his videos and stuff. Unfortunately, so
Well,
I have to do that sometime.
give him a look. He's a cool dude. I correspond with him once in a blue moon, and he's a good guy. And he's always helping me out because when my Japanese is rusty or I misspeak or something like that, he lets me know guess where I slipped up. So.
Anything else you want to add there, Sushi?
No, just check out Kidshoryuken show if you're really interested in especially things like Hard Off and some gaming life in Japan. Check it out.
Especially because he's a Tokyoite, or sort of a Tokyoite. So, you Tokyoites.
I'll accept the title of Tokyoite. That's a good.
So, all right, guys. So this episode 10 of Gaijin. God damn it! Fail.
You're
fail.
Fired. You
I'm
are fired.
So fired. But yeah. So thanks, guys, for listening to episode 10 of Power On Podcast with Kidshoryuken. So yeah. Woo! Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Isn't that like a really terrible sexual term?
What?
I thought Dragon Punch was or something like that. Never mind, I'm not gonna get into it.
Taylor, Donkey Punch.
I know there's Donkey Punch, but I thought Dragon Punch is when you release and you hit the back of their head and it comes out their nose.
What? No. Level, man.
I am not. It's Friday night. I'm getting horned up, evidently. So. Okay, yeah, cut that out.
I will. To the task at hand now.
Sorry.
Stop dragon punching people and get back to work.
Okay, okay, hey, Mr. Dragon Punch. I'm sorry, I've completely just derailed that.
And just postscript to that, don't you dare. That's gold. That's gold.